Okay, let's start. So, in the last class, we had discussed about what is networking and then types of networking and topology. Okay, that means we had already created the topology. We have already created the networks. Okay, now how we create a networks? There should be some systematic way, right? That means there should be some standard so that everyone can follow that standard to build the networks. Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So we need to follow some standard in computer networks. Like when you're designing a building or you want to construct a building, you have to follow some guideline, right? So you know what is the name of that guideline you have to follow when you want to construct a building in your home house. What is called the guideline you have to follow to construct a building, normal building. Anyone want to say
Sir,
something?
blueprint.
Blueprint, yeah, right. Why you need that blueprint? What is the need of that blueprint?
Idea about how from where to begin and from where means the infrastructure, how the infrastructure will look, and how many means what will mean specifications and all.
Okay, how we start, where will end, and what are the system will uh, keep inside the building, right? That means we are following some standard. For example, I will make the ground floor as a parking, right? Normally, and somewhere the kitchen and somewhere the washroom like that. Okay. So same way, when you need to construct a computer networks, you have to follow some guideline. Okay. So there are two guideline, or you can say reference model in computer networks. Those are open system interconnection. In short, you can say OSI, and another one is TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol/IP protocol. These are the two models or two reference model, or you can say two standard we need to follow to construct a computer networks. Okay, so how yesterday I think you will remember how we construct the topology. The construction actually known as topology, right? Okay. So at the beginning, and what is the aim? What is the aim in networking? Why you make a networks? What is the aim behind that?
Resource sharing.
Sharing, obviously. Good. So if you need to share something, what is the first things you have to do? That means if you want to construct a building, what is the first things you have to do?
So we should have the instrument means hardware,
Okay, good.
the items which are required for setting a network. We need to
Okay,
have those items.
okay. That means physical things, right?
Yes, sir.
For example, if you need to construct a building, you need bricks, sand, all these things. You will first collect all these things, and before that, you will collect the blueprint. Okay, so now we have a blueprint. That name of the blueprint is here OSI, Open System Interconnection Model. Okay, so inside this blueprint, what we have in networking, computer networks. So as you already mentioned at the beginning, when you need to send something in the computer networks, that means when you share something in the networks, at the beginning in your mind that we need some hardware. We need some hardware and somehow we have to connect those hardware so that we can make an arrangement or we can make some topology, right? Yes or no?
sir.
Yes. So
Yes, sir.
that is
Yes,
actually
sir.
your the first layer of that OSI model. There are 7 layers. Okay, if you compare it is 7 layers with the 7th floor of your building, it will be easier to understand. Okay, I'm one side I'm comparing this 7 layer with a new construction of building, right? So the first layer is nothing but the physical layer. You can see in the screen is visible to you, I think. Yes.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay, it is written here at the bottom, physical layer. You can see here, and it's written bit stream, physical medium, method or representing bits. Okay, so what do mean these things? Is nothing but we are talking about the physical connectivity. So if we talking about the physical connectivity of computer networks, obviously we are talking about the electric electric connection, right? Okay, that means we are talking about the signal. As you know, in digital communication, in computers, laptop, in mobile, whatever, we always deals with bit stream. Bit stream means binary, 0 or 1. You know these things: be zero, binary number, decimal number, then what octal, hexadecimal. These things you know, I think, in computer fundamentals you learned, I think, in the last semester, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So all digital medium, all the digital devices works in terms of binary numbers. That means 0 or 1. So once you connect those physical device using some wire, for example, yesterday we mentioned wire is nothing but it may be coaxial cable, it may be twisted pair cable or fiber optics cable. Okay, so we are connecting to two computers using a wire, for example, twisted pair cable. Okay, that is LAN. So first layer is gone. That means the first layer of OSI model is talking about the physical connectivity of the computer. You can say the topology, right? So next, what is in your mind? Your aim is to remember. Your aim is to share information from one computer to another. So we have collected all the big sense for our building. Now what you'll do? That means we
How
have,
to
yeah.
link?
Okay, link already done. Physical layer we connect using topology. We connect to PC. Okay, that is done. After connection done, what is the next things?
Sir, it is working on the connections are correctly done or not.
How will check? How will check that connection is done or not?
By sharing resources.
Yeah. The by saving data.
Uh,
You are
uh,
talking about the resources. That means we are talking about the data. Okay. So
yes, sir.
next layer is your data link layer. The name of this layer is data link layer. Where your next things will be happen here. You will try to send data from one PC to another, right? So when you're trying to send data from one PC to another, there may be some error. Okay. For example, if you are sending I am a boy, I am a boy, there are three words. Okay. It may happen that the receiver may receive boy first, then I first, then M first. That means it may be shuffle. He may receive anything because everything will go through a communication medium. In duration of this communication, there may be some error. Or if I talk about digital communication, that means you are sending actually 0 1 0 1, some lots of 0 and 1. Okay. So when you're sending some 0 and 1, for example, I'm sending 0 1 0. That is the message. Okay. From the sender, I'm sending 0 1 0. But in the receiver side, is received 1 0 0. Due to some noise or due to some, there may be some attacker in between, they may sense the value of that bits. So he may receive 1 0 0. Okay. So there have to be some mechanism who will identify those error. That means you will detect those error and correct those errors somehow. Okay. So those things will done in data link layer. Is clear? That means the layer 2 of OSI model. Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Is it clear to you? So at the bottom layer, that means in the physical layer, we connect the two devices by using some medium, physical medium. For example, like a two-step cable. Then once this connections build, now I'm trying to send some data from one computer to the another, but there may be some error in between during the transmission. So there should be some mechanism who will detect those errors and correct those errors. That can be done by data link layer. The function of data link layer is to main function. We learn all the function later on. The main function is to detect error and correct error. And one more thing is flow control. That already I mentioned. I said I am a boy, but he may receive boy I am, like that. So that flow have to be controlled by somebody. Which after which one that receiver should get the which message. Okay, so there should be some flow control mechanism, and those are handled by the data link layer. Is it clear? Physical layer, data link layer, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the next? Main name, remember, main name is to send the message from sender to the receiver. We already did two things. What is in your mind now? क्या हो सकता है उसके बाद? Anything in your mind?
So the path.
Right. You already learned networking somewhere.
No, sir.
Okay, good. In last semester, somebody told about this, or you are guessing, you are using
सर
your mind.
यूट्यूब में थोड़ा सर्च वर्च करते रहते हैं मतलब.
Okay, you are interested in networking, right? Computer networks. Okay, by the way, your name? What is your name?
सिंह.
Singh. What Singh?
विश्वजीत.
Vishwajit Singh. Okay, good. So you are correct. So once we send some data. Our aim is to send data already you have corrected in the data link layer. Now, in which direction we'll send those data? That means we need to find out the path. Okay. So in the computer networks, in the network topology, yesterday we learned yes, maybe so many paths. If you talk about the star network or bus networks or ring networks, whatever, there may be more than one path. Okay, from sender to receiver. So which one will be best path to send the data? For example, if somebody is sit in Sanmari, okay, somebody maybe in Sanmari, he want to go to downtown university. Okay, how many path he have? Can you tell me in which direction he may go to downtown university from Sanmari? Sanmari, you know where is
Yes,
Sanmari?
sir.
Okay, can you tell me in how many way he can go to downtown university from Sanmari if he have a bike? Okay, RX
Gitanagar
দামি
one
বাইক
is
কি আছে
Gitanagar side.
আজিকালি দামি বাইক কি আছে হাইয়েষ্ট দাম তেল বেছি খোৱা জানা নেকি কিবা নাম
So
অ'কে
two sides are there. Side speed যদি যাবা খুজে স্যার H2 ল'ব পাৰে।
অ'কে ঠিক আছে বাৰু চ' বাইক এখন লৈছে বাইক এখন লৈ চানমাৰীৰ পৰা তাৰ এইম হ'ল ডাউন টাউন ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি যোৱা চ' হোৱাট আৰ দ্য পাথ এণ্ড হুইচ পাথ হি উইল চিলেক্ট এণ্ড হোৱাই ৰিমেম্বাৰ বাইকখনত তেল বেছি যায় তাৰ যিখন বাইক লৈ যায়
Sir, the shortest path.
য়েছ ত' এইটো shortest
Shortest path.
okay shortest is which one from Sanmari to downtown according to you approx and what are the path he may go directly from Sanmari to like that Narangi Nunmati like that one path or he may
Yes,
go
sir.
comes to Jutinali then Gitanagar
Gitanagar
like that okay or he may comes to 6 Mile and then those things uh, in front of that hospital okay so there may be I'm guessing there are three but there are lots of other parts also small part but there are three parts okay so he'll obviously select the shortest path because you'll think about the cost of the oil right yes
Yes, sir.
okay now comes to network computer networks now in terms of computer networks what is the cost
So the cost will be the cable, sir.
cable
What type of
yes
cable are we?
yes if you need to wear use fiber optics cable if you use the longest path it will cost more yes and you sometimes you have to think about the speed also okay so main thing is to decide the shortest path okay that is your routing is all about so this subject your name of the subject is what in this semester
Routing.
routing yeah routing is the main function of network layer the third layer of OSI model got it so till now what we learned at the beginning we talked about the physical layer in the physical layer we connect to PC using some medium okay then after connecting these two PC we are try to send some data but in this transmission there may be some error or there may be some flow control error so we have somebody have to detect and somebody have to correct those things is done by data link layer then once this error detection is correction is done that means your data is ready with you you have to decide the path is nothing but routing okay or switching So this is the function of network layers. Done. Network layer, up to network layer done. I think up to networks is clear to you. Okay, now what is in your mind after that? You decide the path. You're trying to, your data is ready with you with no error. You decide the path in which direction you will send. Now what is in your mind? Remember, your main aim is to send data from sender to the receiver. Tell me.
So once we send the data, then our next thing should be that the receiver is receiving the data or not, sir.
Okay. But how will send those data? Using what? Obviously, if I talk about that example of bike, that is bike is my what? Medium. Bike is my medium. That means so bike will go to
Transport medium.
downtown university. We decided the path. I will go from this way, Nunmati, Narangi like that. But using what? Using a bus, like our transport bus, city bus, or some bike or whatever. That means we are talking about the transportation,
Medium.
transport layer. Okay, using which transport will move from Sanmai to downtown university. That means in terms of networks, computer networks, we'll talk about the end-to-end device from Sanmai to downtown university. How will go? Okay, using what? That's it. Well, using some transport. So there are two protocol, two rule in computer networks. Main rule. One is TCP. Last time you heard about this, I think. TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, and another is UDP, User Datagram Protocol. Did you heard these two words earlier? TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, and UDP, User Datagram Protocol. सुना था क्या last time?
No, sir.
नहीं सर नहीं
Nice.
नहीं
Okay.
सुना
So you can think these are the two bikes. Okay. TCP and UDP is the two bike you can think as of now. Okay. So using these two vehicle, we can move from Sanmai to downtown. Somebody may use TCP or somebody may use UDP. Okay.
क्या
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
कोई बोल सकता है अभी तक क्या हुआ?
क्या
We are talking about the story. Okay. We are starting like a story. अभी तक क्या हुआ स्टोरी में? हम फिजिकल टू ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर बता सकता है कोई? बताओ अभी तक कितना स्टोरी पता है हमें? Our aim is to send from one user to another one information.
सर पहले ब्लूप्रिंट बनाया,
Okay.
फिर मीन्स उसका जितना भी मीन्स आइटम्स का लेके, यानी कि हार्डवेयर मतलब नेसेसरी हार्डवेयर आइटम्स का लेके किया,
Okay.
फिर सेटअप किया,
Okay.
फिर थर्ड में रिसोर्स मतलब डाटा ट्रांसफर करके देखा कि वो मीन्स एरर आता है कि नहीं, मतलब
हाँ.
कुछ गड़बड़ी है कि नहीं,
Okay.
उसका फ्लो, उसका चूज कर रहे वो क्या है,
Okay.
फिर नेट, फिर दूसरा लेवल पे उसका मीन्स पाथ, शॉर्टेस्ट पाथ चूज करना है,
हाँ. Okay.
कर पा रहा है कि नहीं वो,
हाँ. Okay.
कौन सा प्रोटोकॉल यूज कर रहा है,
Yes.
मतलब
Okay.
रिसीवर
Okay. Good. Which protocol will use will decide those things in transport layer. Okay. So if you compare with the bike, or there are two types of bike or maybe bus or bike or some small car, कौन सा तुमको यूज करके जाना है वो डिसाइड करेंगे. ठीक है. Okay.
सर
So now what is in your mind? What next? These all four layers, we in the left side you can see it's written transport services. Okay, these are transport services already completed. Now there are three upper layers, 5, 6, 7. One is the function of those three layers. So once you decided you're using bike or bus or some small car, what is in your mind? What should be the next step?
अभी सर हम सोचेंगे कि कहाँ जाना है अभी.
जाना तो पहले ही डिसाइड है, सनमाई टू डाउनटाउन.
सोचेगा कि कौन सा से जल्दी जा सकता है.
जल्दी जा सकते हैं, वो काम हो गया तुम्हारा नेटवर्क लेयर में. shortest path selection. Anything else? Why am I asking? It will be easier to you remember these things. That's why I'm asking. I'm making a story of it. Suppose you wake up in the morning at 8:30. Okay, you have a class at Downtown University at 9:15. Yes, that's my point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many time you have to reach Downtown University after wake up?
45 minutes.
Okay,
45 minutes.
okay. Now you will take 5 minutes for some other work, maybe to eat something. Okay, and to travel will take some time, obviously. Yes,
Yes.
so you plan those times according to your convenience. Clear? That means you are creating some session for you to do some work, specific work, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now you see here. So once you decided you are traveling by bus or some bike, or you are using TCP or UDP, you will create some session. Session means once you log in a page, okay, until and unless you are not log out from that session, you cannot go out. Or you I think in the bank, for example, if you are doing some online transaction, online banking system, you use, I think, anyone use online banking, net banking? Net banking use किया कि नहीं? Money transfer or something else, for something else.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what's
Yes,
happened
sir.
here? For example, if you are login in net banking SBI online.sbi.com at 9 o'clock, or use at 9 o'clock, then you forgot to log out. Okay, if you again try to access that same login at 10 o'clock, do you think you'll able to access that without again login?
Sir.
Yes or no? At 9 o'clock you use that
No.
login, but you forgot to log out. Okay, at 10 o'clock again you come, and now you want to do the same thing again without login. Would you think you can do it?
No, sir.
No. What happened? Why no?
Automatically log out.
It's right, session out,
Sir,
time out.
सर सिक्योरिटी के लिए सेशन आउट
Yes, they are
no.
creating some session for some specific work. Okay, once that time is over, you have to log in again. That is the session layer. Okay, when they are building the software online sbi.com, there you create some session for some work. That is the session. So the data will be travel, data will be alive up to what time that you have to decide. कितना टाइम में तुमको सनमाई से डाउनटाउन जाना है वो डिसाइड करना है. You have to decide that things. So that will be done by your session layer. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Fifth layer is clear to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
अभी तक क्या
Yes,
पता
sir.
है स्टोरी में पता चल रहा है? Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
No.
Doubt your somebody are telling no. Is there any doubt? Somebody are telling yes. इसका doubt है किसका नहीं है अभी कैसे पता चलेगा? Anyone any doubt? No doubt. Okay. So next, once you have created a session, that means I need to send data. I need that much time to send data. Now, what is in your mind? क्या
It
करना
will
है?
create a link between the physically connected two devices.
Physically connected link. Link is if you talk about the link, it is done in the first layer, physical layer. लिंक तभी डिसाइड कौन सा लिंक में जाना है वो नेटवर्क में डिसाइड किया था. लिंक बनाया था फिजिकल लेयर में. ठीक है. और
Yes.
डाटा लिंक में
Yes, sir.
डाटा डाटा भेजा था. ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर में कौन सा प्रोटोकॉल यूज करके भेजेंगे वो डिसाइड किया. सेशन लेयर में कितना टाइम लेंगे वो डाटा भेजने के लिए वो डिसाइड किया. अभी क्या करना है?
अभी सर कनेक्शन क्रिएट करेंगे.
कनेक्शन क्रिएट तो ऑलरेडी किया है नेटवर्क लेयर पे. राउटिंग डिसाइड किया था ना. ओके. सो once you decided that we'll send this data without any error, okay, we have to think about the capacity of the well, okay, or you have to think no one can alter or no one can modify those data in between this duration from downtown to sorry, Sanmai to downtown. We are sending some data in between. For example, in Anuradha Cinema Hall, in front of Anuradha Cinema Hall, somebody attacker is waiting, some enemy is waiting, and he will try to capture those data
Sure.
before reaching downtown university. Okay, I'm carrying a data in the bike, okay, from Sanmai to downtown, but in between somebody is already got information that he's bringing some money, okay, 10 crore money. Clear? That means somebody tried to hack, somebody tried to modify those data. So there should be someone who makes some techniques or mechanism so that no one can alter or no one can modify or no one can hack those data, right? And
Yes, sir.
data may be a huge number of data maybe you are carrying, okay, but there is less space. Okay, for example, if that road is too traffic on that day, okay, instead of going by bus you will obviously take a small bike so that you can go easily. Yes, yes or no? If there's a heavy traffic on that day, you'll obviously choose a small thing, some small carrier. That means
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about the compression of data. If your data is a huge or large, you have to think about the compression, and at the same time you have to encrypt. Encrypt means encryption.
Sir,
Encryption.
encoding.
Encoding, yes. Encoding means unknown data, converting from plain text to ciphertext, some unknown format. For example, if I want to send A, instead of A, I can send D. Instead of B, I can say send F, like that. So coding. So using some techniques, coding, we can hide the actual message. So that is your encryption, and compression is nothing but making a large data into small.
Most
Okay, done. Presentation is done. That is the function of presentation layer. And now last. So क्या हुआ अभी स्टोरी में, क्या क्या हुआ बोलो? एक जल्दी, 1 मिनट, ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं है। 45 में खत्म जाएगा वो सेशन। हम लोग का सेशन ये भी एग्जाम्पल है। वी आर मेकिंग दिस क्लास फॉर 45 मिनट्स।
सेशन लेयर सर, सेशन
हाँ
लेयर का एग्जांपल है।
हाँ, सेशन करके अभी बोलो, अभी तक क्या हुआ स्टोरी?
सर ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर तक तो क्लियर है, सेशन लेयर और प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर समझाएगा सर।
हाँ हाँ
सर सेशन लेयर में एक मतलब एक टाइम, मतलब इतना से इतना देर के अंदर वो मतलब एक टाइम बाउंड है, उस टाइम बाउंड के अंदर पहुंचना है, मतलब डाटा भेजना है, डाटा को पहुंचना है वहाँ पे।
ओके
और और जो जो मतलब डाटा भेजने से पहले, मतलब प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर में मतलब डाटा भेजने से पहले उसको कंप्रेस करके उसको मतलब इनकोडिंग करना है,
हाँ
ताकि
और
बीच में अगर कोई और वो डाटा पे एक्सेस करता है तो उसको
नहीं,
कुछ मतलब ज्यादा
पता नहीं चलेगा। गुड, वेरी गुड। So now your last is your how will access those data. That means we are talking about the web browser. Okay, जो डाटा लेके गया वहाँ पे कहाँ पे रखेगा, वो लोग कैसे देखेगा? Okay, if you are watching a 3D movie, obviously you will use 3D glass. Yes, or if you will not without any dimension, that means normal movie you can see without any help of glass, right? That means there are so many applications it may be available in computers, so we'll use one of the application to access those data. Yes, so that is the human machine interface. That means we are talking about the web browser where you are typing www.google.com. That means you are trying to access Google from your computers to Google server. The other end is Google server. Google server replying all these things, and you are accessing from your laptop or mobile phone or from computers by using your web browser. That is the application. So there are some protocol in application layer, that is HTTP. You can see once you type in the www.google.com, automatically it's coming HTTPS, right? I can show you here. If I type something, our session is only 5 minutes left. Again today you send the message, okay, today's date, and send attendance into your WhatsApp. So I'm writing at www. It is not so secure. So before that it should come here HTTP, but not coming here. See here, HTTP s://ad2.in. Yes. So that is the protocol of application layer. Sometime it may be FTP, file transfer protocol. This time it is HTTP. S is nothing but secured. HTTP is secured. Okay. So this is all about your OSI model. There are 7 layers, and each and every layer have their function, specific function, and the main function we already discussed today. So in the next class, we will discuss each and every layer one by one with in details. Clear? Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
तो कैसा लगा स्टोरी? याद रहेगा लाइफ टाइम? ये स्टोरी याद रखना है एग्जाम में भी.
Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now how will you remember all these 7 layer in sequence? One after another you have to remember. You cannot skip any layer. If you skip one layer, then later on you add that layer, it will not work. Because without deciding the path, you cannot use TCP IP layer, TCP or UDP protocol to send. That means if you miss network layers in between, instead of network layer, if you mention transport layer, it's wrong. That means you have to speak this all 7 layers one after another in a sequence. How will you remember that one? Lifetime के लिए. So in the next class, I will give one techniques to remember. Okay. Today time's not permit. Next class है? Us?
Yes, sir.
क्या है?
Yes, sir.
What's the next class?
Information.
Information security.
Oh, information security भी है. कौन पढ़ाता है इस पर?
Dipankar, sir.
हाँ हाँ. दीपंकर सर.
Dipankar, sir.
Dipankar, sir.
चल रहा है ना क्लास? सब क्लास चल रहा है पहले भी? Any problem?
सर
हाँ हाँ.
सर आपने तो सर फ्यूल के बारे में भी बताया था, लेकिन फ्यूल के बारे में कौन सा प्रोटोकॉल में है सर? आपने सर जब वो एग्जांपल दिया था ना.
कॉस्ट राउटिंग में आएगा. राउटिंग मतलब नेटवर्क लेयर में.
हाँ.
वो कॉस्ट के बारे में उसमें आएगा. इसलिए बेस्ड ऑन द कॉस्ट यू आर डिसाइडिंग द पाथ. जहाँ पे कम तेल जाएगा वो पाथ तुम चूज करेगा. That is the shortest path, obviously. We'll show
Yes,
you
sir.
in the routing. Some of the algorithm is there. How we decide those paths. We'll learn those algorithm later on. In chapter 3, I think. Module 3, we have that all algorithm. But the said things is in your syllabus, there is no lab. Okay? But in other
Okay, sir.
semester, BTech, BCA, not BCA. BCA don't have lab. Maybe in the next semester, you have lab.